It's Batman.
It is Batman. The sword is Batman. That is just amazing. Cool. Then do you want to just show off the stuff we have from Zach real quick, and then we'll call it the night for both of us. And hopefully tomorrow we'll get to the dagger. Are you free tomorrow?
I should be.
Cool. Cool.
Round shield, FBX.
The round shield is gonna basically just be the same as that Targe, but you haven't super refined it yet.
Okay. Oh.
Holy. What? Oh, hey, there's the shield. I don't know what that ring is, but yeah. So based on the old Viking round shields, you get the three sticks going up over the boss that indents out, and your hand goes in there, and that's it. It's a thin wooden shield.
I'm going to have to remake this
Yeah.
because these points, it doesn't have a central point where everything connects and it's triangulated. Also, the amount of geometry here is
That might be a thing from the translation from Blender, because they were just the fucking cylinders, like the default cylinders in the tool.
I think there is an issue here with the, let's see.
I think maybe this didn't import completely perfectly. This is not really what it looked like before.
Yeah, I'm just gonna have to do a lot of remodeling on
Yeah,
this.
the what's it called? The little like cylinder things. They can basically be flat. They're just like a reinforcement of the shield. Like it's like a plank that goes across the shield to reinforce it, and then the one narrows down in the center of the handle. This is all just very much to try to get you like a live 3D like representation of what we're doing. Like they were very fast. Like knock one out in a few minutes and go on to the next one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. Another thing is that he wasn't deleting his history on this, and because of that, there was like a bunch of stuff that was in the outliner that
Gotcha.
just was taking up space. And
Gotcha. Gotcha. Yeah. So
let's
this
see,
is
background history.
yeah. This is largely, as I said, just like it's more of a 3D reference for you than like an actual product, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna delete all of this, and then
Okay.
I'll import.
Brutal. Yeah, this is the best make your job easy. Like, yeah, okay. I'm just gonna delete all of it. Okay.
So what I can do is I can save those straps
Yeah.
and then just re-import them.
Yes. Yeah. We can reuse strips. It's fine. Yeah.
In general, that's a okay shape.
Yeah. This one was I'm actually very happy with the shape.
However, the geometry on it
Yeah.
kind of is not good
Yeah.
because it's got to have a seam line,
Mhm.
and then if I wanted to do this, I would probably like I could do this with a cube like fairly easily.
Okay. Cool.
This part, I don't know what this part is.
It's from the reference image. It's literally that whole thing is like a leather pad that your arm lays against to make it more comfortable.
Ah, gotcha.
And like take shock because these it's for cavalry, right? Especially like stuff like jousting and shit like that. So you take a hit from a lance onto your arm. You don't want to break your arm behind the shield. So it's like a giant leather pillow.
Hand gone. Okay, now this didn't look too bad. At least when I saw those pictures of it.
Yeah.
Totally could have done a barrel. I like how he used a cube though, because this is what I would have done.
Nice.
Here. A little bit of that would have just given it. Oh, here.
What are we doing? Why are we hollowing it out? Oh, what?
Because it's a gun, right?
Yeah. So the gun is that bit on the end. This is how they look. That's wood. That's a stick.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a stick, bud.
Never mind.
That far end is the gun. So the handgun
Okay.
is literally a cannon on a stick. That little lever contraption holds a match down to that touch port, and that fires a little mini cannon.
Okay, yeah, I understood that while looking at it.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with this model at all.
yeah.
He did a pretty decent job on this.
I felt like he was getting better as we went on, but yeah.
Let's see. That kind of bothers me a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, maybe... no. There's just something about it that can
Yeah.
be fixed.
It,
100%.
like I said, it was all super, super, like, hasty. There's not, like...
Yeah.
It could frankly be a square at the end of that. Like, the shape doesn't matter. It's just a lever that goes back and forth. He was just trying to, as closely as he could, follow the reference image from history. But, like, it could... There doesn't even need to be a cube on the end of that. It can just be the stick. Right? Like...
Yeah. I'm not going to worry about it too
Yeah.
much. Okay. File. Import. Cavalry shield. Yeah, there's, again, that same problem with the geometry where it doesn't have a middle seam line that you can duplicate across.
Yeah.
This, of course, I can add the...
Yeah, it's the straps. Again, those like weird tube things, again, are just a placeholder to show where the handles belong.
Problem.
Yeah.
The geometry looks like that. That's a problem.
Yeah.
Let's see. That piece, I mean, for the most part, it looks okay, but there's also problems with the geos, like that I'd have to go in and, like, bridge.
Kill.
And then, let's see, extrude, mesh, merge to center. You know, there's certain things that you can do, like 100%, to just simplify and connect all of the edges of your models so things aren't bugging out in game.
Yeah.
So edit, mesh, merge to center, boom. See?
Yeah.
That looks much cleaner. Doesn't have any of that weird
Jaggediness.
effect
Yeah.
going on
Yeah.
to it. That's the thing. I don't really like how the outer lining of this thing goes when it can just be extruded from the model. You know, it's like you model this perfectly
Yeah.
using actually what I would do is I would do something like use a cylinder, cut it in half, and then take a pointed, like, yeah, I could probably take half of a cube and then just merge the edges and then drag it down, and I'd have a perfect looking shield.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. That's actually something I would like to do at maybe not tonight, since you said you have stuff to do, but take one of these very rough ones that Zach did and kind of have you like side by side. Be like, so this is how he did it. Here's how you would do it instead. How to improve or fix it. And I feel like that would be a very good learning thing, both for Zach to review, and also just for anyone that might. Because the whole thing is, we're gonna make this game. It's a kind of scary, hard, long process. So if we can help other people figure out how to do it easier from like step one, I am all for that.
Also, this is another one of the exports, but like
This was one of these. There was two of the same shield. One of them was bad. It was not the one that he meant to send. So I don't know which one's which,
so file
but one of them was better than the other.
Calvary 1. I guess this was the one that was better, but he's still using the same base.
Yeah.
Just needs a whole ton of improvement. You know what? Real quick, I'll just show you how I would do it
Sure.
before I go to bed, because this won't take too long. Let's say I had all of that, right? That's all good, I guess. We'll do something, something like that, and then
Mm-hmm.
flip that. Flip that 90 degrees,
Yup.
right? So get rid of that. I'll scale this up to the size that we need it, which is about like that, right?
Yeah, about that, sure. Nothing has to be exact.
Delete. So this means that we got the top of it.
Yep. And then fucking triangle. Or cube.
So we got all the way to the bottom.
Yep.
Then take vertex, merge to center, merge to center.
Nice.
You have that perfect shield shape.
Nice. Yeah.
And then basically from this, and here actually I'm going to scale the model down just a tad.
Sure.
What I can do is I can extrude.
Extrude. Huh.
Right? And then
Neat.
can select all of that. Here, I'm going to move this vertex and this vertex up just a little bit so that it looks like the
I got you.
line
I got you.
is just about perfect. Yeah. Base. Select all of that.
I love how sharp that looks. A lot of times shields were more round, but I find like sharp looking shields. Just something about it just looks cool.
Yeah. And then and of course that might look thick or whatever, but you know, you can mess with it.
Yeah.
Let's see. Multi-cut. Now there's a reason why I'm doing this. That actually I just thought of a better, easier idea. Base.
Neat.
Or actually vertex, right? And then select, convert selection to faces, extrude again. And this time we're going to do 3 divisions, and then we're going to scale this down. Of course, some of that topology needs to be moved so that it looks actually a little bit neater. But what this does is allows me to add a little bit of curve to the shield itself.
Nice.
Actually, I want to see if this is okay. Is that straight? This should be all straight. There we go. And then yeah. So now we got something like that. So what I'll do is, now that we've got a contour and we can select all of these, we can bring this out just a little bit.
Nice. Yeah, because the real shields did like a lot of the time curve. They weren't like always flat. So yeah, that's awesome. I hadn't even thought of that, but yeah, I'm glad you thought of that.
See, so it has a slight little curve.
Yeah.
Which is,
It could actually be a little bit more pronounced.
yeah. Well, I'm not trying to.
Yeah.
Quite
Yeah. I get it. Yeah, like I said, we're both trying to go to bed, I think. But
yeah.
Cool. I appreciate you taking the time to go through all this, as always.
Yeah, I'm just showing him so
Yeah.
if he's watching this as you're streaming. Also, this ball, it has way too much vertices on it. So when you're doing this, make sure that you're using less geo than I am. But something like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because these don't have to be perfectly spherical, do they?
No.
So what I'm doing, cutting in half, and I think you might just be able to use this for gaming. I need to check, but usually I like making each of my pieces um, like totally whole instead of a
Mm-hmm.
broken mesh, because I also think with 3D printing it's a little bit different. I don't know how STL exports work exactly, but um,
Nice.
so
Technically, we don't need a boss on this one, but I just think it looks nice. Because it's not boss gripped, but it's just,
yeah.
I like it.
So that's where that goes, and then we'll create another cylinder that is,
A dinner plate.
yeah, basically. 90 degrees, and I don't know how big. Wow, that's a really tiny. Uh,
A very
really
tiny
tiny
cylinder.
cylinder.
Yeah. There we go.
Okay. And then, since it's still centered, there we go. It's like perfectly centered. Let's see. Multi-cut tool, or actually, what am I doing? Object mode, hiding, vertex, select, convert selection to faces, extrude, and then got to turn off snap to points. So then we can push that in, select this edge, bevel it, and then unhide that.
Nice.
Scale this up a little bit. See?
Yeah, that actually looks like a shield straight up like Elden Ring. I like the fucking the teardrop shield, is it? Or fucking something. It's not Elden Ring. It's fucking Dark Souls 3. The goddamn DLC.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
know what you're talking about.
Yeah. That's my favorite shield in all of Dark Souls 3, by the way.
That's cool.
Yeah. No, this is sick. This is every time we have one of these little sit down sessions. There's only been a couple, but still, every time it gives me a lot more motivation for the entire game as a whole, and just high quality shit in pretty relatively short amount of time.
Yeah, like I told you, this stuff doesn't really take me too long because I've been doing hard surface modeling mainly. But yeah, so this is what we would be mainly working with. I'm just gonna go ahead and like maybe save this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd want it sticking out a little bit like that.
Nice.
of course, need to see how one actually works in real life to see if I'm actually doing this correctly or not.
It
But, you know,
So it depends kind of a lot on if it's strapped or if it's called boss gripped, which is where you have that handle that goes inside that boss. That dinner plate looking thing is called a boss. So it depends a lot, because if it's boss gripped, you get a lot more control over the shield. It's a lot more of an active, like, parrying and fighting tool. And you can use it as like a weapon. It's just better at being a shield. But if it's strapped, you can use it on a horse. So
gotcha.
it depends. It depends. The same exact looking shield can be two very different shields depending on how you hold it.
Oh, okay. But yeah, that's how I would do this. Let's see, we'll name this.
But if you want to see like sparring footage of dudes with kite shields, I can totally supply you with that.
That'd be freaking sweet, actually.
I do not own a kite shield. Of all the props I do have, I do not have a kite shield, sadly. I have a heater shield that I made myself. It's not the most historical, but it's cool and I like it, but I do not have a kite shield. It's on the bucket list.
Nice. But yeah, that's essentially how I would do this. See, really not too hard, doesn't take too long, but I would rather what I have on the right as opposed to multiple different parts that the geometry doesn't have symmetry in the middle, because
Yeah.
if I work on half of this, then I can just duplicate it over to the other side.
Yeah.
How am I able to do that?
Fair. I will mention, I just kind of like, it's not really probably relevant to 3D modeling at all, but I like how it actually looks like it's made out of like planks of wood that have been cut into shape. Like that makes something inside of me happy. But I mean
Oh, you mean
that
like
yeah,
this way?
yeah.
I mean, if you wanted me to do that.
No. It's just like an internally, like, it makes me happy thing. Like seeing it, like, oh, it looks like planks of wood, like it's actually like been made physically, but it's not. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to the model.
It's just the geometry.
I know.
This was
I
printed.
I totally get that. It's just, fucking monkey brain.
Yeah, what matters is the texture.
Yeah.
So after the texture is done being painted, how does it look? How did you paint it? Another thing that's cool, if I go into, can you see my screen, like my full screen, or is it just?
I just see the window right now. And before you show me your full screen, remember I am recording. I can stop. But just
No, I'm not looking at porn.
just giving you the warning.
Let's see, screens, screen one, go live. So we got this, right?
Yep.
Let's see, pictures. No, it's in, where is this?
Gary's mod. Fuck yes. Dude, Gmod was my fucking childhood. Ah, and you said nothing would be wrong. Whatever.
Yeah, that was funny. No, that's actually funny.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I'm not concerned.
Let's see, it's gotta be somewhere in photos.
Dude, I haven't played Gary's mod in so fucking long, though. I haven't played Gary's mod since Dark RP was fun, before it just became, like, 12-year-olds.
Documents.
I say that I was a 12-year-old when the 12-year-olds came, but, like, I was there first, and I at least tried to pretend like I was older.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? I remember where it is. My projects, default, images, pommel texture map. So, do you understand kind of how this works?
Not quite, but,
If I were
yeah.
to print this on a sheet of paper,
Yeah.
cut out each
Yeah,
shape,
that I gather, yeah.
together, and it creates the model.
Yes.
So essentially, what this is your model completely unraveled with all of the texture, so that when you have this picture, you can take this into a editing program like Photoshop or Krita or Procreate and
Okay.
use this as the guides for painting your texture. So if I wanted to texture this and make it look exactly like metal, all I need to do is paint a texture onto here that looks like metal, save it, import it as a texture, and just slap it on the model itself.
Yeah, okay.
It's a very easy process, but you need to unravel this, and
Mm-hmm.
Maya has an automatic way of doing so. Um, I think most 3D programs that allow you to do texturing do have this capability. But
Yeah.
reason I wanted him to try to make sure that all of the geometry and stuff flowed, and you know, just everything was nice and neat, and it's because it makes the UV texturing so much easier. So with the models that he gave me and the way that he modeled them, there's really no way for me to use that as the basis of the model.
Yeah.
Like, sure, it gives me proportion, you know, because you're walking him through proportion, right?
Yeah.
So it's giving me all of that, and maybe a few parts here and there that I can use, but unless the geometry is really nice and neat to the point where I can make a texture like this, it's kind of unusable.
Fair.
However, he did do a decent job of getting the shape and proportion, so I'm happy about that. This is an issue with just how that looks.
Yeah. Like I said though, that's not real. There was never a time that was going to be the handle. That's just this goes here.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that's a placeholder in the most literal sense.
Mm-hmm. Okay. But yeah, because there are easy methods of modeling all of this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So if he needs any help, I can direct him a little bit with that. Um, give him a few tips and tricks and whatnot. But oh yeah, another thing. So just real quick, this is literally going to be the last thing. Okay. So this is my UV editor. Create automatic. Boom.
Hell yeah.
So this is my texture. If I wanted to take this into a program at a high resolution and just, you know, paint shield texture, can slap it on this, call it a day, and it would be done.
Nice.
So yeah, that's how that works.
That is very cool. And yeah, so like I said, Zach said at the very beginning, he's not like a super professional expert or anything, but he's willing to learn, and he's got some basics. So I think just stuff like this little video, things like that can help him, and then obviously also future people making their own stuff.
Harsh. I also really don't mean to be harsh. It's just that there are certain things.
It's 4 a.m. Everyone is gonna sound harsh.
Yeah.
Actually, it's 5 a.m. now.
It's 5 a.m.
Yeah. So now you're
Did it again.
you're good, man.
But yeah, literally just just a critique, you know, is that the general shapes look decent, but the topology really needs to be better thought through. And I am so familiar with Maya that I can make this look easy, right? It's just certain things like this. I'll have to show you some methods of actually making straps and things like that, because I don't know if you recorded me making this.
I got the second half of the strap.
Okay, so you got where I here. Let's see, where was it? Shield.
You ended the stream, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I'm trying to look for where the I gotta move that into a folder. Game. Shield. Save.
But we will hopefully try to get Zach into a call with you at some point as well, when times line up, so that you guys can hopefully he can learn some stuff. Because like you do make this look easy. You make me feel like if I were to have this program open, which I probably should eventually, maybe next time, and like go through making something with you like alongside, you make me feel like I could then recreate the process afterwards.
You know, you can get Maya for free right now.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
Because it's student version, and you can use all of the files from the student version if you export them as OBJs, so that other people can use your work in whatever program, or saving them in FVXs. It doesn't save the student ID,
Okay.
so they're not able to tell that you use the student version of Maya to do all of this.
Cool. I will probably, yeah, I will download Maya. And next time we have one of these things, I will try to follow along with you. But I definitely feel like, maybe not the first time, but after like 2 or 3 times, you do make it seem like it's just... Extrapolate. Extrapolate.
Yeah, because literally there are a few different... You know what, I'm gonna get into it later, because
Yeah.
there's so many things that I could just show you. Like little tips and tricks, like, oh,
Yeah,
this is how you move your camera. This is blah blah blah.
We'll dedicate some time to it. Right now, I'm tired, and I am very used to not sleeping, but right now I'm tired.
Yeah, I need to get something to eat, and then I'm going to bed because I'm hungry and tired.
All right. Well, I will see you around, Arthur.
Cool.
You have a wonderful night or
Yeah,
morning.
you too.